I'm Deanne from Newfoundland, Canada. Welcome to my Flosstube channel. It is January 17, 2024, and it is my second Flossiversary and my WIP parade. Hi, welcome. I've had a few new subscribers since my last video, so thank you, and I hope you enjoy what you see. And for anyone who's been here for the last 2 years, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You all mean so much. You all know that when I started this, I thought maybe I'd have 2 people watching, and now I'm over 575 and growing, and you're all so wonderful, and I have a couple of thank yous at the end, so stick around. Yeah, my WIP parade. I'm not going to do a life update today other than to say the weather is gross. We had snow, freezing rain. I think it's turned to rain now. It's a big old mess outside. Very dull, so I have headlight, 3 lamps on. Hopefully the lighting will be okay. Rest of the life I'll talk about in my regular video in a week or so. So I know a lot of people do their WIP parades where they start with their oldest WIP and work their way through, and some of them I don't even know when I started, so I'm doing mine alphabetically because it's the easiest thing to do. And I will put up a picture here of what they're all supposed to look like when they're done, because that's the easiest way for me to do it. So let's get started. So first up is a spirited mandala, however you want to pronounce that word, by Ink Circles. It was found in the Just Cross Stitch Halloween book from 2011, I believe is the date, but if that's wrong, I'll stick it up. So I'm stitching this 2/2 on a 28 count orange opalescent that I am assuming is a Silk Weavers, because that's where most of the hand dyed I had in my stash came from. And I'm using Brilliant Needles Belt Island Ore, which is a lovely gray. You may not see it. Let me put the white behind it. So there you go. That's what I'm stitching it with. And I started this. Oops, a card fell on the floor. Sorry. I started this in 2020. That doesn't sound right. I think maybe that's supposed to be 2022. And this is where we are. So I have one side done, one ghost face in, a couple of trees, and I didn't work on it this fall. I don't know why, because it's really cute, and I may just do a few stitches. I may do a few stitches on my WIPs since they're all out of the bags. And as I put them away, put in a few stitches. Next up is Mini Almost Winter by Leonard Avramoff for Heaven and Earth Designs. This was started in May 2023, and it's stitched 1/1 on 28 count. Oh, I think I said it was stitched on Lichen Grey, but it's stitched on Star Sapphire. I think in my last WIP, or last time I showed it as a WIP, I said the wrong fabric. Anyway, here we are. It is, I'm working on black, doing extreme cross country, so I have one tree done, and I have started on a second one. Then we have Mini Beachcomber Bounty by Amy Stewart for Heaven and Earth Design. And I've been working on this one recently, so if you saw it in my last video, you'll notice a big change. It's, oh, I don't have a start date, but it was started in May of 2023. I'll go back and add the date from my Instagram. And it's stitched 1/1 on 28 count aquamarine. So here's where I am now. Oh, I didn't say, sorry, been a while since I did a WIP parade, like a whole year. So Almost Winter, I only know the numbers in that for my full coverage, but Almost Winter, I have 2,918 stitches done on it, and I have 4.18% done. Mini Beachcomber Bounty, I have 4,955 stitches done, and it's at 6.57%. And I've been using this for the first leg of the epic journey challenge on Full Coverage Fanatics. I'll get it. So the first leg was the Pony Express, which was 3,057 stitches. So since the 1st of January, I put that much in this. So without further ado, let me get it folded right. Here is where I am. So as you can see, I got a lot to, when you're stitching, you don't notice, but over here, I have, oh, this side, hang on. Let me get it right. This side, I have 2 starfish put in right over here on the side, and I didn't even realize it until I took it off the Q-snap today and had a really good look at it, and I was like, that looks like something. And then I brought up the picture, and I was like, oh, starfish. Yeah. That's what happens when you do full coverage. You stitch designs and you don't even realize it. Next, I have a little freebie from Doreen Jones that I started last fall, so 2023. It's a freebie, so I'll just like, it's a Biscornu. It's 4 cats and 4 pumpkins, and this is what I have done of it. So I have the 4 cats finished and 1 of the pumpkins, and I put it away when December rolled around, and so I should work on that. She only has the top of the Biscornu pattern, so for the bottom, I thought that I would do, well, obviously you do the little frame, but there's some little star things here in the center. So I thought I'd do one of those in each corner for the back, so that when it comes up on the sides, you can, there is a little design there. Next, we have Circle of Friends by Mirabilia. My Mirabilias last year, I have 4 WIPs, and I put them away for the year. And I'm thinking I may add 1 back into my current WIP pile. I'm not sure which one out of the 4 that I have. These were my new starts for in May of 2022. So this one is stitched 2/2 on 28 Boo linen. So this is what I have done. So I have the middle girl, her torso stitched, oops, out of camera. I've got the Krynic done and the DMC done of her upper body. I did not do her skin 1/1. I'm not taking the time to do that. I think they look fine with a 2/2. So she may come in. I think I may add in one that's coming up because I don't have that much left to finish of it. Next up is another Mirabilia, which again was started in May of 2022, and that is Fairy Roses, which is stitched 2/2 on 32 count Irish linen. And here is, oh, here is where she is. So she kind of looks a bit odd because she only has skin and her hair. She looked worse when she didn't have a face. And the top of her bodice is done. So she's got a lot to do, so I won't be adding her in. Next is Fleur de Lis by Jeanette Douglas, and this is part of the Canadian Journey series. I have them all. This is the first one I'm stitching on. I love this series and I really want to do it, but there's a lot of specialty stitches and it's very difficult to work on. I haven't worked on it in a while. It needs to come back out to be worked on. So I'm doing it 2/2 on a unknown cream ivory even weave. I don't know when I started this. It was before I got into Instagram and all that, so it's probably at least 3 years old, maybe 4. And I am on row 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 or 13. I didn't check today. So here is where we are. Oh, Here, I'll show you. So the church at the top, and then the fleur-de-lis. And this is where I am, which is stained glass windows from churches. Lots of things related to churches here. Hang on, let me just... that was not easy to do. It's a variegated thread, and then you have to outline it in a silver... it was a DMC diamond or something like that, and it was horrendous. So I used a different thread to outline them, and I have the last two to outline, and then I move. I think the next row is the same as the row above, just this little one goes down here as well, and then you move on to something else. So I really need to get that one back out and working on. Next up is Grand Slam by Stephen Paul Carlson. This one was started last May in the last week, which was only 3 days, and I actually haven't brought it out since, which is terrible. It has 1,140 stitches, and I'm at 0.95. It's done 1/1 on a 28 count lemon, and I really need to get back at it. Look, that's how much I have done. Terrible, but it's not a priority right now. So, like I said, I think I will, over the next week or so, maybe put some stitches into all of them, and then it will get a little bit, I'll get it to 1%. Next up is a brand new start of January 1st. It is called Hearts and Beads. Oh, my little card is gone missing for it. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's part of the Book It Sal that Helen B has started, where you stitch on designs from magazines or books that you have in your stash that you never, once you buy it, you actually go and do them. So I just put a little start, and I'll show you the picture of this one because I do not think I have another picture. It can access another picture of it. So there's the design. Ooh, hang on. Right there. And this is my start. It's done 2/2 on a 28 count tea-dyed Monaco. And so I have the center motif done. And let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get you guys in. Oh, there we go. I think you can see it. So I have that center one done. And then I'm going up to the top. No, actually, off to the side. Because the way I can't show you the pattern. But the way the pattern is, like the picture is done like that, but the pattern is actually done like, ooh, sorry. Let's see if I can figure it out. Well, I don't know if I can explain it to you. Let's try again. See how in the pattern, the center, and then you go up to the heart? Well, actually, in the design, you go to the center, and the design goes this way. So you're going up to that motif straight on the pattern, but not the picture of the finished design. They have turned. I don't know if that makes any sense or not. I don't want to show you the pattern, but okay. Anyway, next is my Christmas start, My Home for Christmas by Don Geldzinger. And I started December 25th on it, and it's stitched 1/1 on 28 count ivory. And I have 2,716 stitches, and it's at 0.90%. So here it is. I started with the diagonals, going opposite to what I normally do, but it's very confetti heavy here, and I started to notice that it started to get a bit lumpy, and I know hopefully it'll come out with a washing and an ironing when I'm done, but if I keep it to just this corner, hopefully nobody will notice. So then I just picked color, this 452 I think it is, and started just, I discovered that I like cross-country stitching. an extreme cross-country stitching, as you'll see in another pattern. But I didn't want it to get all lumpy and bumpy because that corner is really, really confetti heavy. So I thought if I moved out and moved around, hopefully the rest of the pattern won't be like that. And between washing and ironing and stretching when it gets framed in 25 years, you won't notice it. Next up, another Heaven and Earth design. All my full coverage are Heaven and Earth designs. I've been forgetting to say that. Next up is Mini Hometown Hero Baseball. I don't know if I said that Almost Winter and Beachcomber Bounty were both minis, but the only ones that I've shown you so far that aren't mini are Grand Slam and Home for Christmas. They're regular size. So this is Mini Hometown Hero Baseball. Told you, it's been a year since I did one of these. I'm going to screw up. So I have 4,101 stitches, and I'm at 4.85. This was started January 2022. It's done 1/1 on 28 count sapphire blue. And this is where we are. Now, another one that I started diagonally and kind of am now sort of going cross country-ish. All the weight of the shirt and the cream, and that was a tough thing to get through, so I was trying to get down to some more colors, and that's that one. Next up is just a little one that I started this winter and haven't gotten very far with it, and it's probably going to end up being put away at the end of the month, with the January Cottage of the Month from Country Cottage Needleworks. This one was in my stash. I think I ordered it and bought it, but then and thought, oh well, I'll do all of them. But then when I looked at them, the July and the November, July one especially is very Americanized. So this is probably the only one I'm going to do. But I like doing winter. And once again, 28 count tea-dyed Monaco, and that's what I've got done, which isn't very much. But I'm in no rush to do these little ones. They're just fillers in between my full coverages. So next up is the letter D by Nora Corbett. Started in March of 2022. Done 2/2 on 32 count Spring Garden. There goes my card. And I did a lot of changes on this one. Let me see. I think that's the top. So I changed the flower colors. The pink ones were yellow. Guessing, you'll see the picture and you'll know if I'm right or not. The pink ones were yellow, and I think the yellow ones were blue. There we go. This is the one I'm thinking is going into my rotation because I have very little left to do on it. Just around the top of the D and the fairy, I think, is pretty much all I have to do. And I don't think there are any. I don't know if there's any chronic or beads in that one. I think there are beads. But really not a whole lot left to it. Next up is Little Things Sampler by Stitching Through the Years. This one was started last February 2023, and I'm doing 1/2 on 36 count light mocha, and I changed all the colors except for the one DMC color that calls for it. And I've shown them in a previous video, and if anyone is interested in learning what they are, just drop me a message in the comments and I will share with you. And this one is going to require, let's see. I don't know if I can get it. I think I get it. There. Maybe that gets it all in. Sorry about the really, really wrinkly fabric. And no, I'm still not getting it all I don't know that I can go back any further, guys. My chair is... Oh, there we go. That gets everything in to show you. Oh. Hang on. I'm trying. Let's try back over here. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yeah, we'll get the end of the line in there. Yeah, not an easy one to show at all. I love it doing this. I hate doing this. It's so pretty. The colors are so totally off my normal, as you can tell. I won this pattern from Felicia. Oh my god, her channel I just blanked on her channel. I'll put it in. Isn't that terrible? That I just blanked on her channel. Anyway, I won it from her, I think, in 2022. I started it last year, and it's my first real sampler. I'm really terrible at counting on 36 count. So I've had to redo the border a couple of times, but I think I'm finally got it straightened out. Up next, once again, a very little start on a very little project. It's from Love Crazy by Lizzie Kate. Seeing as I have that one here as well. And that's a little tiny booklet. Yeah, so that's my start. I'm doing the pillow here. And yeah, really tiny little start. But I'll work on that next month in February. Then we have the March from Snowflower Diaries Joyful World Sal, which is a free sal of monthly designs with animals on them. If you saw my last one, you saw that I had finished February, and now I started on March, and I have a carrot and a bunny foot, and that's as far as I've gotten that. And this is a 28 count fabric that I had in my stash that I then just threw some pearl gray and tan Rick dye on to kind of grunge it up, because they're all kind of like that. Next up we have Mermaids of the Deep Blue by Mirabilia. I started this, I won't say 10 years ago, but probably 6 or 7 years ago. It's stitched 2/2 on a 28 count, just an aqua color. And here we go. Oh, there's another one where I got to there we are. I think that's all of it in. So I have one mermaid pretty close to being completed, and the other one about half completed. I've got, I'm by no means finished or near finished, because there's a ton of beads that I put the beads in around the arms of one of them and in the hair of the other one, but there's a lot of work to do on that one. So not going to go into my rotation right now. Just notice you can see my messy thread in the background. Ignore that. Next up is Quick Stitch Pride and Prejudice by Amy Stewart for Heaven and Earth Designs. I have got 11,407 stitches in this for 10.01%. It was started in April of 2022. It's done 1/1 on 28 count ice blue. And this was another one that started diagonally and then noticed some lumpy line, sort of. So then I just kind of went, oh, here we go, with the green, and just thought I'd go cross country. Oh, again, let's see. Oh, it's a big piece of fabric. I really don't need that much, but I hadn't cut it off. Next we have another new start. Sorry, excuse me. Not used to talking this much to myself. The Quaker Canada flag was started on the 4th of January because of my friend Pam, who started hers on the 1st. There's a sale going with the Quaker flags that starts on the 26th, but she jumped the gun and I couldn't resist. It's stitched 1/1 on 28 count white Lugana, and I'm using sulky threads instead of the DMC. This pattern is by Vivian Powers, and you can find all her Quaker flags on her Etsy shop, which is called The Visters, and I'll link that below. And all the free patterns I've shown, and that I'll link below. Yeah, so we had a little stitching evening on Saturday past, so I actually worked on this one because it's only one color. Well, 2 colors I've gotten into it, but really easy to concentrate on when you're talking. So here we are. Oh, yeah. No, this way. So that's the top corner, and I'm moving down to the one sort of diagonally below it, and there is a line of navy blue thread between them, in case you're wondering if that's something that's supposed to be there. That one. And I'm in love with it. I said on my last video how much I was in love with it, and I'm still in love with it. And if I could, once I start, just stay stitched on, but I'm trying not to get too far before the sale is actually supposed to start. So next up is Queen of Hearts by Rachel Anderson for Hebner Design, and this was my birthday start in 2022. It's stitched 1/1 on 28 count Dahlia, and I have 5,395 stitches in it, and I'm at 1.70%. Sorry, I can't read my own writing sometimes. And so here we are. This is where we are. It's slowly going down. I mean, you can't even really tell that there's anything there. It's just background. Although there's supposed to be some like vines and flowery stuff there. That's that one. And next up is River's Edge by Kevin Daniel. This was started March 11th, 2023. I'm doing this one for my son. It's stitched 1/1 on Lichen Gray. I think I got the 2 fabrics mixed up last time I showed Almost Winter. I have 8,052 stitches for 10% done. And this is one I'm doing extreme cross country. So make sure I got the right. Yeah, I was trying to decide. No, yeah, that is the top. It's hard to tell. Yeah, but I got more done across the top than in the second section. So that's where we are. It's hard to see. I've got one color. Oops, this side. Right? Everything is backwards on the camera. So I got one color just about completed. There are some stitches in that blank over to this side down at the bottom there, but I didn't have anything count off. So now I'm working on the whitish color, which is the second color. So hopefully when I get that down there, there will be something to count off for the other black stitches. Hope that makes sense. Next we have by Santa, which I don't know that you're going to see a whole lot of. So anyone who's been following me for a long time knows that last Christmas of 2022, I did 7 or 8 Santa ornaments for my son's teachers and assistants, and then I said I was going to do them for myself, and I'm still working on the first one for myself, but here we are. I know it's done. They're done. 1/2 on 36 count silver gray, I think it's called, or silver something. So I've been stitching the white, and I have almost all the white done, just as beard left to do. And then I did, I started with the green and the black, did his body first. So there isn't much to see. So I have 7 or 8 patterns altogether, but I joined the 12 and 24 ornament sal, and so the Santas are the first thing I'm doing. So this is my January one, so I have to get that finished in the next week or so. Next up is another little tiny one. It is Sheep Jar, which is a freebie by Melissa on Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting. I started this in July. It's done 2/2 on just a gray linen, and so I have my thread. It's still attached down there. So I have the jar almost done. I just have like 2 or 3 more rows at the bottom to do, and then I'll work on the sheep. And we have Smell My Feet from La Dida, which is also from that Halloween Just Cross Stitch magazine, but it's also a freebie on their website now. So I started this in September of 2022, and it's done on 2/2 on 28 count summer khaki, and I should have finished it this fall. There we are. My green is hanging. I'm using spring grass for the stockings. The problem is when I look at it, like I look at it here, I can see a lot of fabric through the black, and that is keeping me from finishing it. So I was half thinking about, it's just 310, doing another leg on my top cross, see if that would help with the coverage, because like I can really see the fabric through it. And every time I pick it up, I see that, and I'm like, I don't really like that. So I might stick another leg on my black and see if that will make it, you know, more appealing to me. So next up is Snowflake, Quick Stitch Snowflake Wonder by Lisa Victoria for Heaven and Earth Designs, and this was started February 3rd, 2022. I have 6,949 stitches for 17.06%. So here we are. Once again, this was one I started diagonally. Oh, let's see. There we go. And then I did a challenge with it, and so I just picked the blue color and started going down the side. And then I had another challenge that I used it for in January, and I need to stitch 500 stitches, so I picked that purple, and that's where that one is. Did I say this was stitched on 28 count ice blue? I can't remember. Yeah. Oh my goodness, too. So much talking. Sorry, excuse me again. My throat is getting dry. Only a few more, like 3 or 4. Next up is Strawberry Harvest by Cottage Garden Sampling. It was started at the end of July in 2023. It's stitched 1/2 on 36 count Winter Moon that I then dyed using pearl gray, denim blue, and petal pink. And this is where we are. I put in some dark on the wing so you could kind of see some the light, because last time I showed it, it was only just the light stitches and it was hard to see them. So I've got some of the black put in there now. So I've got the bird probably halfway done, and then I'm doing the large strawberry. I'm leaving out the bowl of strawberries, or at least that's the plan right now. We'll get the bird and strawberry stitched, and then we'll see where we are. So next we have Mini Sunflower by Marion Broom for Heaven and Earth Designs. Excuse me. This one was started in 2019 in April. and stitch 1 over 1 on 25 count daffodil. I have 16,215 stitches in it, and it's at 51.31%. So here we are. I'm hoping to get this finished this year. So I've gotten this from this corner all the way over to this corner, and I've gotten down to that corner and down to that corner, and now I just have to fill in the middle. Next we have Minnie the Reef by John Enright for Heaven Earth Designs, and this one was started in May of 2023. It's stitched 1 over 1 on 28 count under the sea. I have 2,392 stitches. I'm at 3.14%, and this one has been kind of ignored since I started. So that was what I got done on the first day, and it's kind of hard to see because, oh, it's, yeah, under the sea. It's the blue that I'm doing kind of blends in with it, but everything else around it will make it, will help. Yeah. So definitely that one needs to come out this year and get some work done on it. Next is Mini Warm at Home by Irina Garshimov. Once again, started in May 2023. I started 5 full coverages May 2023. This one is stitched 1 over 1 on 28 count ivory, and I have 3,454 stitches in it at 5.04%. And here we are. I've told before in other videos that I love stitching on that, even though it's all blacks and grays and bluey grays. It stitches really easily, and it's fun, and you can just see the cat. This is fur. This kind of wispy light stuff here is fur. And lastly is Winter Saltbox, once again by Pinker and Pumpkin Quilting. This was started on the 1st of January for the PNP 6 Houses 2024 sale. So you doing 6 houses throughout the year from Pinker and Pumpkin's 35, 36 she has. This is stitched 2 over 2 on a Monaco that I dyed with denim and pearl gray. And this is what we have. This is the front of the house. The top 3 windows are outlined, and I'm just down to the 2nd row windows and the door. That's done with 931, I think, is the color that the front of the house is stitched with. And that are all my WIPs. Wow. I didn't even count. I know I have 12 full coverages because I had to write down how much I had done on those, but I would say I have a good 12 to 15 more, maybe a few more. But a lot of them are tiny. And I am missing a WIP. I went through and gathered my WIPs, which are all there together, and all of my Halloween WIPs were in a bag together. And my Happy Halloween that had another one from that magazine, I can't even remember the designer now, wasn't with them. And I searched my craft room, and I don't know where it is. So I have to see if I can track it down. I'll have to keep an eye out for it. But that's it. So I just want to give a few little thank you gifts to my subscribers. You know the rules. Make sure you're a subscriber. I would love it if you were a public subscriber so I could know that you subscribe. Don't say the trigger words of giveaway, freebie, draw button. Well, you know the list. Everybody goes through it, and you have to be 18 so you can give me your address. So in order to be entered, I want you to ask me a question first. Stitching related, something on my WIP, something on the way I stitch, something on the threads I'm using. I don't know, whatever you want to ask me, stitching related, or you can ask me something about our family. I mean, I don't know that I'll answer those on a video, but I mean, I can reply to you personally. And then I have 4, so use the numeric 1, 2, 3, or 4, and you'll be entered in the draw for that. So first up, I have, thanks to the lovely Patty and Cheryl from Bryn and Needle, a thread of theirs. And this one is called Nanny Bennett's Lipstick, and it's a variegated pinky red. So that's number 1. Then number 2, I have a piece of fabric from Dash that I will not, that I know that I won't use, and it's never been opened. The package is still sealed. It is 28 count opalescent spring garden. It's a piece that is 13 by 18. So that's number 2. Then number 3, we have, thanks to one of my lovely subscribers who sent me some patterns, a Winter's Night by Stony Creek. Let's see. It is on 14 count. It would be 2.5 by 2.5. So it's only a little tiny Christmas ornament. So that's number 3. And number 4 that I have. I'm going to just open the bag so that you can get a better look at it. Sorry. Oh, I want to come out. So I think so. It's acorn and threads, and it's carriage house samplings, acorn and threads. I'll get it right. So you can, they show it where they've done 2, and then they've done it singly. I'll just see if I can tell you the size. Um, 14 count. The smaller one is 5 5/5 by 7 3/4. So there, that's number 4. So I guess that's it. Thank you all for watching. I'll be back with a regular Flosstube, I think, in a couple of weeks. No, maybe a week and a half. It'll be 3 weeks after my last one, let's put it that way. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again next time.